Hello everybody. Thank you for watching this on a Saturday afternoon, and I am sorry that I had to hop off halfway through because my daughter woke up and I just went to put her back to, it wasn't yet time for her to wake up from her nap. Anyways, so this is about all the commonly asked questions I've gotten over the years about essential oils, and also the questions that some people had asked me recently. And so I'm going to go over some of these common questions that have come up. So number one, can it be used on children and babies? And I'm going to start prefacing everything by saying the quality of essential oils really, really matters. So anything I say is specific to Young Living only, because I don't want you to take all this information and then go to TJ Maxx and buy an essential oils bottle from there, because it's like comparing oranges to apples, and they're not the same at all. 100% not the same. And if you're going to take any of the information I give you and then apply it to those oils and you won't get the results, or if it causes harm, it's like, yeah. So that's the number one piece. So is it safe on children and babies? I would say 100% safe. You need to use some caution, meaning because the essential oils, Young Living essential oils, are so potent, you need to dilute them. For young babies and children, I've used it throughout both my pregnancies and after my babies were born. Right after they were born, they've been exposed to essential oils topically and diffusing pretty much all the time. So they are safe, but you need to use caution and dilute it. And because Young Living oils are also safe to use as supplements, you can wait to give them as a supplement to your children after a certain age. At the end of this, I will give you some links of who you can follow online, who is going to be useful for you in terms of gathering information. Because if you use Google as a search button, you're going to get people's opinions and not facts. And so it's really, really important to know where you're gathering this information from. And how do you use essential oils? This is another common question that comes up. One is topical. I've often showed you, right? Like you take an oil, you put it in the palm of your hand like this, and as you let it drop, I often set an intention, even if it is like, let this work with my upper respiratory system, and then I'll do this. I'll put it right on my heart, like chest, or I can put it on the brain. You can put it anywhere, wherever you've put perfume. When you're using on young children, definitely dilute. If you're using an essential oil that has a more hotter quality to it, like Thieves, for example, it's better to dilute it, because then it just slows down the absorption rate. It doesn't cause any it doesn't dilute the potency of the essential oil, but it slows the absorption rate, which is sometimes you need that. And diffusing is another way, smelling it is another way. And because Young Living oils, the quality is really, again, quality, you can use it as a dietary supplement. You can put it in your water, you can put it in a capsule and have it. And it's really key to do it like that when you're dealing with acute symptoms. And because this is, again, let me talk about the quality a little bit. If you can chew a peppermint leaf, you can have peppermint oil. And Young Living is the only company that has FDA approval in using essential oils as a dietary supplement, because it's the vitality oils. I forgot to bring it here, but the vitality oils tell you that it is okay to ingest them or to use it as dietary supplement. So these things are really key. And sometimes I've had people say, oh, it doesn't work, okay? And that's a very good question. Like, why is it not working? So essential oils are not like over-the-counter medicine, right? Like you can't just take it once and just like sit back and let it go. This is how I use essential oils. I use it in the morning, I use it at night for sure, and sometime in the afternoon. With my kids, it's usually morning and night. Morning, as soon as they get up, before they head out of the house, I'll use some oils for calming, for boosting the immune system, and I'll do the same at night. I'll have the diffuser going when they come home in the afternoon, and But if they have acute symptoms, I use it more frequently. And the reason being, the body has the ability to heal and do its thing. And what the essential oils do is support the body's natural mechanism to do its magic. So the essential oils support the body's system. So when you're using an essential oil for acute symptoms, you need to use it more frequently, like every 2 hours. I call it like every diaper change. Like that's how I've used it on my kids when they have gotten stuff, right? And so it's very easy to start doing that when you have acute symptoms. Just start using it more frequently. And the reason it might have not worked for you is maybe you haven't used it often enough. That's number one. Or maybe you've not maybe that particular combination of oils that you've used is not effective for what you're dealing with, meaning your body is different than mine. So what might work for you might not work for me. And so this is why, like, playing around, like, try one combination for a certain amount of time, and if needed, you can, if that does not working, then try another combination for a certain amount of time. So all these questions kind of tie into each other, and I'll go more into how you can learn about these things. You don't need to be, it's not rocket science, it's more common sense. And I have referral books that I give to people when people join my when I help them get started with essential oils. I help them by getting them books and resources that they can tap into. I've learned all of this. I went to classes, I did all those things, but like, you don't need all that information. You have just by you need some common knowledge. And please don't use Google search, because you will find information that may not be relevant to what you're dealing with. Okay, so the next question, why are Young Living oils so expensive? And if you have specific questions, please type them in the comments as well, because I'd love to do it in real time as well. Why are Young Living oils expensive? And I often ask, like, expensive in comparison to what? Like, if you're comparing, this is what I said right in the beginning, if you're comparing a Young Living oil to the one you get in TJ Maxx or Walmart or Target, which are the local stores in the United States, it is comparing oils to, I mean, it's comparing oranges to chocolate, right? Like, it's very, very different. It's not comparable at all. The oils that you find, essential oils that you find in all these stores, are more perfume grade, meaning they smell good, but they may be laden with chemicals that you don't even know are there, and it's not the same. And so, and it's also like, say for example, you're getting organic grass-fed meat. Is that the same as the one you get in McDonald's? The answer is no, right? Because you know exactly what exactly what goes into that, how that meat is being processed. I use meat as an example because it's very, very clear cut, like, you know exactly. Because if I say organic vegetables, they may still be sprayed. Like, organic doesn't mean much anymore. So this is where the quality is really, really, really important. And Young Living is the only company that has the seed to seal stamp. What that means is, from the time the seed is sourced to the time it is planted, the soil that is used, the soil is good, so good that you can actually eat the soil. And that is important because the plant is getting the nutrients from the soil. And so if the plant is not in good quality, it is going to affect the quality of the essential oil. So, and then from the time it's sourced to the time it is harvested and made into an essential oil, all those things make a difference. And Claudine, you're asking if there's oil for ear infection. I can't really diagnose or say what are the oils that can be used for ear infection, but there are essential oils that can definitely help with illnesses that we all face. But what specific ones are, we can talk about it later on in a private conversation, but you can use the oils for pretty much anything. I've used oils for sleep, I've used oils for energy, I've used oils for respiratory support, for immune support, for all kinds of things. I've used it for my autoimmune condition. Like, we use it for a lot of different things. A lot of it is prevention, a lot of it is like, okay, if things come up, I have this toolkit in my hand. So again, coming back to the quality really matters. Let's go on to why can't I buy the essential oils from my local health food store? And it says it is organic. I've written down the questions that have been asked. It says it's organic therapeutic grade. Why can't I just buy that one? And why do I have to buy Young Living one? You know, it's up to you to do that. If you want to do that, it's totally okay. But I can tell you that because there's no regulation in the United States about essential oils, you have no idea where that is coming from. And even if it says organic therapeutic grade, do you know which farm it came from? Do you know how the plants were treated? Do you know how it was processed? Do you know where it was processed? So if the answer is no to any of these questions, I would say the quality is not good. With Young Living oils, you know exactly which farm it came from, where it was tested, where the oil was made, what kind of pesticides, or there's no pesticides used, by the way, but what kind of treatment the plants got. The weeding is done with your hands, and you can participate in any of the plant process. You can go and look at the farm. You can be an active participant in helping process the plant to become an essential oil. They practice sustainable farming practices. Now, these are important things. You need to know how where you're getting your oils from. And it's the same thing. Like, another question I got asked was, why can't I get it from the supermarket? Well, the same thing, right? First of all, the quality, and then the other piece I wanted to talk about is community. There is a learning curve to essential oils, and the community that has formed around getting essential oils from Young Living is really important. Young Living is a referral-based company. That's just how the company has been set up, and it's been set up like that because you get to be plugged into a community. You get to learn from people who are on the same journey of health and wellness, who are prioritizing health and wellness. And and being a part of something is always better than not being a part of something. And this community piece has been very key in how I have learned, and not only learned, but tap into other people's resources as well. Because say you get it from the local health food store, right? You might just get the oil and you might not know what to do with it at all. But in a community, you get to tap in, you get to know exactly what to do with it. And I love the community that has formed, even in the community I've created, and the bigger community that I tap into. And that's really important. And if it's not for you, that's totally okay. And if none of these things resonate for you, that's totally okay. Even this is not what you want to do. I always tell my people, right? Like, if we have been friends before, we'll be friends after. That you don't need to do what I am doing in order to be connected. If this doesn't resonate, no problem at all. The last question that I often get is, do I have to sell oils if I buy the oils? And I always go like this, because that's an optional perk available from Young Living. It's a referral-based company. Think about it. Like, you go to your a favorite restaurant, or you watch a movie and you're blown away by it. Once you tell your friends about it, once you tell on social media, and when you talk about it, it's the same thing. And Young Living makes it easy so that if you share your experience about using the essential oils, Young Living will send you a check directly. It's an optional thing. There is no requirement to sell essential oils in case you buy it. 92% of Young Living customers are just users, and only 8% do any kind of sharing. I'm calling it sharing because many people don't do it as a business. Many people don't do it like I do full time. Some people just talk about their experiences and tell their friends, and their friends get curious. Just yesterday, one of my group members posted and tagged me, saying that she has fallen in love with the oils, and just with her post, so many of her friends are like, where can I get it? Because they see the impact it's had on her and her family, and it's the same thing. And the perk is Young Living sends you a check. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like if you like something, you're going to tell people about it, and if you get a check for that, what is wrong with it, right? Like what is wrong? But it is an optional thing, and when people join my group or me, there's zero pressure. I never ever put pressure, because what might work for you might not work for me, meaning that you don't have to do what I'm doing, is what I'm saying. But it's available. And many of my group members do it because they want to make some extra cash for their families, to put their kids in some kind of activity, or make extra income, like completely replace their current income with this. It's possible. You can totally do it with Young Living as a business, which is what I'm doing. But it is completely optional, and that is not something you need to ever worry about, because I've never put that pressure, and I never will. If you feel like sharing organically, I'm happy to support you with all my skills and talents and tell you exactly how to run a business, how to run an essential oils business, how to go from being a user to being a a business person, an entrepreneur with essential oils. So that is an optional thing. So I wanted to reassure people about that, because that question has come up recently and in the past, and I was like, you know what, I need to just address that piece. And it's a great perk. I get to work from home all the time. As a therapist, I didn't get that option. I know, and I had to trade time for money, and I had to go into work, and which I love. I still have some therapy clients, but I don't have to be time bound with what money I'm making. And also I get to have my kids be a part of this whole thing. So that's the path I've chosen, but it doesn't have to be. And you can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, you can do it casually, like whatever is up to you. So I just wanted to address that as well. If you have any other specific questions, absolutely put them here, or like tell me, and I'll come back here and type about it. So that's it. I mean, those are the main things that people have asked, and I just wanted to address that. If you have any other questions or anything else, and anything that I can be of service to you, please do. Oh yes, the Young Living Starter Kit is on sale until Monday with a 10% off. These starter kits rarely go on sale. The reason these starter kits are so effective is because there's so many plants, we can make so many different oils, and it can get very confusing where to start. And the starter pack has 11 different oils and a diffuser, which is key to how you use the essential oils. And you can use that, it's like the foundational thing. It's like a foundational piece on which you build. And so I'm an oily hoarder, if I may call myself that. But the oils in the starter kit are still my go-to oils. They are useful for so many things. I'm going to write a post about that and then sometime soon, and you can see it. You can see what oils come in the starter kit, how to use them, all of that stuff, and it's really a good deal. And I always throw in extra perks, like, you know, educational materials that are over $25 worth of stuff, and other stuff that I will totally help you guys out with. You're never alone in this journey, and please contact me if you are interested, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.